Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check this out. The word on the street, we're at Consensys 2022 in Austin, Texas, and you're going to like it. We've got House of Representatives Patrick McHenry and Senator Gillibrand all saying they're going to get legislation for crypto done this year, maybe even this summer. We got that and so much more. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me at Dig Perspectives at the top of the screen, and everything that we're talking about here today. $1.213 trillion market cap for crypto. It's June 11, 2022. Good morning, everybody. Bitcoin right now, 28,700 plus. Ethereum, 1,500 plus. We have XRP at the number 7 spot right now at 37 cents, showing 38 cents right now on Fiat Link, ranging between 37 and 40 cents. Whoa. I'm not giving financial advice, but my digital perspectives is saying to me, back the truck up. That's what's going on there. Don't tell Mrs. Backup. Now listen to this. Check this out. You're going to love this. Look at this. Nick Burafano from LinkTo telling all of us right now, sound the alarm. Minimum investment in Ripple, LinkTo, Uphold, BitPay, $5,000. Invest $10,000 for additional discounts. Let me tell you what, this is a remarkable opportunity right here. And I know I'm having fun with the siren this morning, but I tell you this, their normal investment is a $10,000 investment. But if you're not accredited, download, register, click this link. Start looking at where you want to be if you're not there already. And by the way, LinkTo is working on bringing a product to non-accredited people who can invest and participate even if you're not accredited. So this is the kind of stuff that's happening at LinkTo, and these kind of offers don't last long. So it's limited time offer. If you're looking to get private equity of things like Uphold, Ripple, BitPay, and LinkTo itself and many, many other products, don't mess around because it doesn't last long. I'm telling you. Take a look at this right here. This is Stellar, and the Stellar Foundation announced the rollout of the pioneering global crypto to cash service to Stellar Network. The live service allows users to convert cash to and from crypto at participating MoneyGram locations. Now, we know that this is obviously after we saw Ripple partner with them. The lawsuit came in. They had to unwind that relationship, right? And now we see Stellar's come in and partner with MoneyGram. I love XRP and XLM. I'm excited about this news. I really am. Let's take a look at this because there's so much to talk about when it comes to this Consensys conference. I tell you, to me, it's night and day, and I would love to hear someone else's thoughts on it that went to Bitcoin Miami. But for me, this is night and day from just like Bitcoin Miami or the conference I went to back in 2019 for Litecoin. I can't explain it. I mean, there's so much there. It feels bigger to me, and the amount of vendors at this thing is just staggering. And Ripple has a booth too. I will take a picture later today when I head that way. And by the way, Brad Garlinghouse will be speaking as well. We'll try to bring you some of that too. But look at this. Shout out to Charles Hoskins right here and taking a picture. And then there's Elijah right there, the actor, I believe it is, right? And then Ice Cube, actor, rapper, badass. Love that guy. I wish I could have got to meet him. I'm hoping he's there today and I get to run into him. Then we got Warren Davidson. And is it Representative Ted Budd, I believe it is. But you know what? I hope that everybody's working towards a unified goal that will allow the innovation in the United States of America to really, really take off. And you're going to get hints of that. But let's start with this. Some of you have seen this, some of you have not. But this is going to set the tone because Jeremy Hogan asked a really great question while this was going on, this Consensys event, and speaking of Senator Gillibrand, which you're going to see in just a moment. And I want you to look at, first of all, let's set the tone with this minute clip here. Check it out.
Vitalik wanted to raise money. He was maybe 19 years old. He looped in with a venture capitalist from Canada, Joe Lubin, who now runs Consensys. Lubin took about 10% or 9.5% of the offering. They put 9.5% in a foundation called the Ethereum Foundation, and the other 80% was sold to the public for $18 million. We'll talk later in the semester as to whether that was really a securities offering. I publicly said I think so, but that was in 2014, and in 2018, the Securities and Exchange Commission has said, regardless of what it might have been in 14, it's now sufficiently decentralized that we'll consider it not a security. But in essence, they raised $18 million, and we're off to the races.
I think we all know what the problem is with that, right? There's clarity. He has no problem seeing that Ethereum, when he was at MIT teaching everyone that is going to go out and start a business and career in this sector, that Ethereum was a security, right? Well, what's interesting here is that in the comments here that was covered, and I believe this was probably covered here, if I'm not mistaken, by Eleanor Terrett. So I think Ellie Terrett covered this, but basically Senator Loomis and Gillibrand were speaking alongside of Senator Pat Toomey and Patrick McHenry, representative, and Loomis and Gillibrand both agreed that the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission Chair Gary Gensler's assessment that most cryptocurrencies are securities under the Howey test, with Gillibrand stating most cryptocurrencies go to the SEC. Bitcoin and Ethereum would be certainly commodities, and that's agreed upon, she says. That's agreed with Chairman Gensler as well as the chairman of the CFTC. Gillibrand pushed back on the reports characterizing the legislation as making the Commodities Futures Trade Commission the primary regulator. I don't think the CFTC is the primary regulator, she said. They just have the obligation to regulate Bitcoin and Ether, the majority of cryptocurrencies today. The pair made the comments during the Washington Post event on Wednesday, a day after releasing the details of the Responsible Financial Act. So you get what's going on here, right? Jeremy Hogan's asking the question. I would certainly like someone to ask Senator Gillibrand when and how Chair Gensler told her that. Ether would be certainly commodities. And maybe someone could also ask Chair Gensler if that is true. That would be news to me. And he tags Eleanor Terra in that. So I get where he's at here, and I'm in the same place. Every time Gary Gensler's been on television, what has he always said? He's always said, oh, I don't want to speak to any one particular token or project, but yet he's got, comments apparently with, the senators here agreeing already where they're going to go. Now, talking about agreeing about where they're going to go, listen to this clip for Senator Gillibrand yesterday where she talks about getting stablecoin legislation done because it's really crucial. Check it out.
Pat, I think we could do a stablecoin bill between now and the end of the year because it's urgent. We just had a financial crisis. We just had a meltdown. We just had a disruption because there's no regulation. And it's not fair for an entire industry to have no guidance or rules of the road from existing regulators to the extent it works. That's why I think it's urgent for some work to get done sooner than later. Because if we wait in the Senate for every one of those four committees to take their time on the piece of our legislation, it could be a decade. It might not happen anytime in the next few years.
Now, to go along with that, Patrick McHenry also said here, courtesy to Ellie Terrett, bipartisan asset-backed stablecoin. Bipartisan asset-backed stablecoin bill coming this summer from the House Financial Services Committee. And listen, in hearing those congressmen and women talk yesterday, it is quite clear that they are all working together. And I'll tell you what, for somebody who's always critical of Congress and what's going on Capitol Hill, it was quite refreshing to hear that they were all kind of aligning no matter what side of the aisle they were on or whether they were the House or the Senate. So they all have a pretty good vision for stable coins. And listen, is it everything? No, but it's critical because it's the on and off ramps of getting in this space, and they've got to get that right. And they're never going to do it without having all the control and all the relevancy, because look here, going to the global stage here, IMF said central banks should steer clear of proof of work protocols when designing their central bank digital currencies. Not like we didn't know it. I want to show it because it really shows how the world is aligning on an international level here. You know, they have got the crosshairs on proof of work. There's no question about it, whether it's here at home in New York or whether we're talking about internationally. And they're showing Christine Lagarde there, but we know she feels the same way at the ECB. This is Bank of International Settlements. I played this very quick clip yesterday, but I want to play it for you again because check this out. Again, the central bank of central banks. Take a listen.
Trust in money remains the bedrock of stability. My main message today is simple. The soul of money belongs neither to a big tech nor to an anonymous ledger. The soul of money is trust. And central banks have been and continue to be the institutions best placed to provide trust in the digital age.
And there you have it, right? That's the whole thing right there in a nutshell. And you, to me, I don't know about you guys, and you know, I don't feel like I'm reading too much into this. This is absolutely a alignment from the international level where we're talking about the IMF, the ECB, the BIS, and the United States of America finally. Yeah, I think there are real strong possibilities that we're going to see some legislation this year. How exciting would that be? By the way, Augustin Carstens met in Stockholm with Cecilia Skinsley, I guess it is, who starts in September as the new BIS Innovation Hub head. So maybe she's replacing Benoit Coyer. I don't know, but we want to definitely find out as much as we can about her. And then we also have an update very quickly here from James Filan of what's going on in the SEC versus Ripple case. Very quickly, it's not a ton, but you need to know it. It's the Ripple defendants have filed under seal, their reply to the amici request to participate in the Dalbert challenge. The Ripple defendants have also filed a letter stating that its entire reply should be public. So essentially, they want to file in support of the Dalbert challenge against the SEC expert. James Filan simply breaks it down, and thank you, Jim, for everything you do. What this means is that the documents filed by the SEC and by Ripple defendants will remain under seal until District Judge Torres decides what should be public and what should remain under seal. And that's where we are on this day. Things are moving forward, and I know it doesn't feel like it, but I tell you, especially when you look at the price and see that it's 38 cents, you start thinking to yourself, well, I'm not sure what in the world's going on here, right? But I tell you something, I'm not swayed by it, and I hope that you guys have done your own research and that you're happy with the projects that you're invested in. I just think that regardless of price and what's happening right now, this is such a fascinating time, and it looks very likely. I absolutely feel positive that there will be some legislation, if it's not just but for stable coins. And to me, it's a start. That's going to do it for me. Hit the like and subscribe, leave a comment below, share with somebody you know, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Check out all the links underneath the video. They're great products and services I use each and every day, and I will catch all of you on the next one.